Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Dr. Stacy Shillington. Welcome to my weekly live session. Today I'm really excited because last week I talked all about sun care in general. And today I'm talking about, you know what, I feel like an echo going on. I'm going to attach my mic. I forgot to do that, sorry. I want the sound to be weird. But stay tuned. Don't tune out because you need to know this information. Okay, hopefully this is better. What I am talking about today is sun care for acne. This is super important, guys, because I know if you're like me, if you suffer from acne, one of the things you hate the most is sunscreen, right? Because sunscreens are notorious for making acne worse, which is exactly what we want to avoid. So let's talk about the sun and acne, because in the last few weeks I've done a ton of research on both topics, as always, and my conclusions are contrary to what you've been hearing forever and ever and ever. And likely what you've been hearing is, do not go out in the sun if you have acne, because it is going to make your acne worse. And I Googled that, and I read so many articles where people are cautioning against the sun for acne, but yet, you know, there's lots of stories of people going out in the sun and saying their skin is better than ever. In fact, a patient of mine, just this past week, she said to me, Stacy, I was out, I was hiking, I got some sun on my face, and my skin is so much better. Is there like a reason behind that? And my answer is yes. Absolutely. The sun is actually helpful for acne, but in small amounts. So I'm going to get into that in detail in just a second, but let's back up a minute because I just want to glorify the sun for a moment. I love the sun, and I'm loving it more the more research that I do into it. It does so many amazing things for us. It produces vitamin D, and there are vitamin D receptors in every single organ and every single tissue of our body, especially on the skin. The sun also produces nitric oxide for us, which prevents hypertension and potentially obesity. It produces serotonin, which makes us feel good. It actually generates ATP in our body, which is like energy. So it literally does recharge our batteries. And the sun's also a powerful antimicrobial. In fact, around the turn of the century, like the 1900s, early 1900s, the sun was used single-handedly to cure really serious infections like tuberculosis, which we are still having trouble dealing with today. So the sun is powerful and wonderful, and let's be honest, it's life-giving. But there are some real risks associated with it, and that I cannot deny. The rates of skin cancer are skyrocketing. Melanoma is increasing. And, you know, let's face it, the sun damage is also correlated with aging. So we have to really approach the sun intelligently. And is the sun the only thing that's to blame for all these cancers and aging and everything? No, I don't think so. And when I dug into the research, no, the sun is not the only factor that's contributing to all these cancers. There's our standard American diet, which is hugely deficient in antioxidants, and antioxidants protect us from UV damage. There's chronic inflammation, which makes people more at risk for skin cancers, and we're all inflamed. You know, most of the population is severely inflamed. If you have acne, there's inflammation going on in there for sure. So inflammation is widespread. Also lack of vitamin D. Paradoxically, when there's reduced vitamin D in the body, you're more susceptible to all cancers, including skin cancer. And then also the use of sunscreen that is not smart. Using sunscreens that actually block the UVB rays, but let the UVA rays into the body, which actually creates more oxidative damage and DNA damage. And some of the ingredients in sunscreen as well are not great, very questionable. So there's a lot of factors that are coming together that are making the sun dangerous for us. So that aside, if you have acne, how should you approach the sun? I know you hate sunscreen. I know sunscreens make you break out because they make me break out too. There's a few I like that I'm going to share with you. But what can you do? The two best things that you can do if you have acne, and if you're going to be out in the sun at all with or without sunscreen, is eat 80% fruits and vegetables, because that provides you with tons of antioxidants and it almost creates an internal SPF. You are not going to suffer UV damage the way that the typical person will experience it, because you will have many antioxidants in your body fighting those free radicals that are created by UV damage. So more fruits, more vegetables. The research backs this up. In fact, there was a study done with tomato paste, which contains a lot of lycopene, that was given to people. Then they were placed out in the sun, and the UV damage they incurred was drastically reduced. And there were less wrinkles on their face too. So that's just to say antioxidants taken internally work to help prevent sun damage, and it also helps to prevent acne. So lots of fruits and vegetables, guys. Let's get on it. The second thing is reducing inflammation. Inflammation tends to create inflammatory pathways that are associated with cancer. So by reducing inflammation in your body, when you are exposed to UV rays, you will not have the same risk for cancer. So if you're part of my 7-week program, you know how serious I am about reducing inflammation and how much the program focuses on reducing inflammation. So the first two things, increasing antioxidants and reducing inflammation, are critical to being out in the sun successfully. And this brings me to my third point, which I love this, and you guys are going to love hearing about this. We all hear about vitamin D so much and its benefits. There have been some amazing studies that have come out recently, 2 studies, in fact, about vitamin D in acne sufferers. And these studies show that acne patients have 50% to 95% less vitamin D in their blood than people without acne. So this is a really big, big thing. Vitamin D and acne look like they are strongly correlated, but wait, there's more. Don't get all excited and just run out and get vitamin D yet, although that is one thing you want to do. Vitamin D does 2 things in the skin specifically. It actually reduces the growth of the cells that create sebum. So adequate vitamin D in the skin reduces oil production. It also reduces bacterial irritation in the skin, which again leads to less acne. So vitamin D in the skin is critical. It's really important for preventing acne. So this is huge news. But the second part of this is that when you're taking supplemental vitamin D, it is fat soluble. It does not move freely around your body. When you are making vitamin D from the sun directly, you are creating a water-soluble form of vitamin D that moves through your body very freely. They do not know, researchers do not know if fat-soluble supplemental vitamin D is actually able to make it to the skin. So those benefits that we're seeing of vitamin D and the skin may only be attainable by actually making vitamin D from the sun the way we did for thousands and thousands of years. So if you have acne, what are you going to do? How are you going to approach the sun? My number 1 recommendation is to start experiencing the sun without sunscreen for a few minutes a day. Not a lot, never burn. But we need to produce vitamin D, and we need to produce vitamin D on your skin to help prevent acne. This is really exciting news. So there is an app that I want you to download. It's called D-Minder. And this app is going to show you the amount of time you can safely be in the sun to produce vitamin D. It takes into account where you live. It takes into account your skin color. It takes into account your current vitamin D status. And it puts all that information together, and it says, for instance, you should only spend 10 minutes in the sun today to get the vitamin D you need in order to safely, be exposed without being burnt. This is so exciting, guys. And the other thing, when I was researching, a lot of, blogs were saying, well, the sun creates, will actually make your acne worse because it dehydrates the skin. There's no studies to back that up, by the way. But what you can do to prevent dehydration and to further prevent UV damage is use a natural botanical oil on your skin that has natural SPF protection in it. So these oils protect you from UV radiation, but it still allows you to create vitamin D. So one of the very best oils for doing this is sea buckthorn seed oil. I'm not sure if you can see this, but you can find sea buckthorn seed oil many places now. But this has a natural SPF in it. It's also amazing for acneic skin. So it's not going to break you out. It naturally reduces oil production. So put some sea buckthorn oil on your face, on your chest, everywhere, in fact, and turn on your D-Minder app and lie out in the sun for 10 minutes or whatever the D-Minder says you can do. And as you go through the summer, you're going to be able to increase the amount of time you spend in the sun. Remember to never burn. But there is truth to what people observe. So many people observe that they can go out in the sun and their skin actually improves, and the science is now backing it up. The sun does help acne. So another thing you can do while you're out in the sun, getting your vitamin D, healing your acne gently, is to sip something that is high in antioxidants, like I talked about initially. So that would be like, I love making a smoothie with blueberries, raspberries, some chlorella, something like that. So you're getting a lot of antioxidants. So again, you're protecting against the UV radiation. So now, once you've finished making your vitamin D, I'm sure that you're not going to want to sequester yourself in your house all day. You still want to be outside enjoying the sun. What I do for day-to-day protection is, after I put on my oil serums, I always use a mineral pressed powder. This is a Jane Airedale one. This is what I love, and it has a natural SPF factor of 20. And it also is healing for acne. So I do not put a cream, I do not put a lotion on my face to protect against the sun. I use a powder. I've been doing this for years. It works remarkably well. I don't need anything else during the day. Now, if I'm going to go to the beach or something, like really I'm out in the sun, sunning for hours and hours at a time, I used to use something that I love. I'm going to show it to you. Good luck getting it though, because they discontinued it and this breaks my heart. But it's by 100% Pure, and it's called Green Tea Oil Free Cream with an SPF of 30. I have one bottle left, so I'm really going to enjoy this summer. But if you can't find that, which you probably can't, Derma E. This is the one that I like for the face. It is antioxidant natural sunscreen oil-free face lotion. It has zinc oxide as the SPF factor in there. You want to use zinc oxide in all your sunscreens, even in on your body, because the zinc molecules actually block and deflect the UV radiation, so nothing is being absorbed. Many of the standard sunscreens you see out there, some of the rays get absorbed. That actually leads to DNA damage. So if you're going to use a sunscreen, use a zinc. I have a Derma E zinc that I love too. This is great for the body, and when you put it on, you're not getting that white film. I just have to let you guys know that, because I've searched far and wide for sunscreen that doesn't, give me that white film, because I hate that, and I know you guys hate that too. So that is how I use protection in the sun. The other thing that I'm a huge fan of is a hat. Because I hate sunscreen so much, honestly, I will use a hat before I use facial sunscreen. I always have my pressed powder on hand. and then the zinc sunscreen. There's also a really amazing product I want to share with you. And this product is not, it does not have a high SPF in it. So this is not for long-term exposure. This is more for those beautiful moments where you're sitting out with your D-Minder app and you're making natural vitamin D. This is by my favorite company that makes skincare products. I make most of my own stuff, but I do splurge once in a while on something. And it's called Everybody Loves the Sunshine. And this is by Living Libations. If you guys have not checked out Living Libations yet, you have to. The most amazing products ever. But yeah, I'll post these products on my Instagram throughout the week, so you guys will, and Facebook, so you guys will know the products that I love for the sun. All right, let me just check my nose to see if there's anything else that I wanted to mention to you before I sign off for today. Yeah, don't burn. I think I said that already, but I just want to drive that home. Even though we're making vitamin D responsibly, the D-Minder app is what you want to download. And it's on I posted it on my Instagram page as well and Facebook, so you can find it there. But yeah, I think I covered everything else that I wanted to say to you, but I just want to bust the myth, really, that sun is not good for the skin. Too much sun is definitely not good for the skin, but we need to make some vitamin D in the skin that's water soluble, that's able to reduce the amount of cells that produce sebum and protect against bacterial irritation. Because when you're out in the sun and you see an improvement in your skin, it's real. It's real. The sun is a really miraculous force, and we are meant to live with the sun. The sun is meant to nourish our bodies and heal our bodies. And you know, the sun is used to heal many skin conditions, and it has been for millennia. So it's been used for millennia to heal many skin conditions, and skin cancer has not always been as prevalent as it is now. There's other issues that contribute to skin cancers other than just the sun itself. That's a fact. You know, the sun is not as evil as it's been made out to be, but there are real risks. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you find this information as exciting as I do. I honestly get like palpitations when I learn this stuff. And yeah, so check out my Instagram, check out my Facebook, because I'm going to share all this information with you through my posts in social media. And also, if you have not yet, check out my 7-week Clear Skin program, guys. This program really works to help you get rid of your acne for good. I promise you. Check it out. The link is, you know, in my bio if you're on Instagram. There's tons of testimonials of women that have had really good success with this program, so check it out. And that is all for this week. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week with something else really interesting. Okay, bye.